when it really counts. Depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
All right, thank you. It is 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. I know that some of you are really, really good when it comes to the detail necessary to understand your taxes, right? I am not. I really have to turn to experts. I will take my papers that I have just shoved into a box and bring them in, and I'm not really the guy who does it with computers yet. I know I have it on my computer, but I print everything up, and then I go and then I say, "You make sense of it," you know.
Right.
I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to understand, but I bet you our guest could answer some of the questions we might have. Bryan Havighurst is on the phone. He's a wealth planning team leader for Fifth Third Private Bank, and he's speaking to us about ways to make sense of the tax reform. I don't know what's a law and what's being talked about, or what's a bill that could be a law. It's so confusing when you listen to the news, especially when it comes to taxes, right? Congress is working on it, and I don't know what it means for us, but let's see what Bryan has to say about this. Bryan, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. See, if we sat across from each other, I think I'd be doing all the asking, and you'd be doing all the answering. You know what I mean? You've got the answers to these questions, and I'm always confused by them.
Well, I hope I have some answers. I know, the Congress, like you said, is still working on this, so I know, I can't give you complete answers, but we can certainly help shed some light on where they're kind of thinking right now.
But if I could just defend myself for a second, I think I'm not that odd in this regard. I think most people are busy with their own lives, and, you get little news bites, and you hear, oh, taxes are going down or up, and that's all you know. And the rest of it you don't understand. For the average person who's, busy commuting and working and just raising a family, etc.
No, I would agree, and like you said, that's why we have our clients obviously work with us, and we recommend that people work with advisors, CPAs, and then also look at the free guides. We conveniently have one on our website, and I can just give you that address quickly. It's go.53.com/taxes. And it's, again, for people who want to have some information, read through it, and be able to kind of dig into this kind of detailed tax situation in more depth and kind of figure out, like you said, what's going to impact them and what isn't.
Okay, so it's go.53.com/taxes. Is that what you said?
That's correct.
Okay, excellent. Okay, I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. All right, I just went there. All right, but again, does the website serve as the surrogate for an actual person sitting across the desk, or does this just get the ball rolling?
No, I think it just gets the ball rolling. Certainly you want to get somebody who's experienced and, has done this for a while. And, there's certainly, although there's uncertainty about the tax laws, there are some proven strategies that we help clients with at the end of the year. And I'll just give you a couple of those. One is maximizing retirement accounts. So just making sure that you put the most away into your 401k or your retirement account. Also, health savings accounts are a big thing now, with the kind of focus on healthcare and making sure that you fully fund those. And you probably are aware the stock market's done really well, but some people may have some stocks out there that they're losing money on, and this may be a good time to sell those stocks and actually take that loss.
Yeah.
And those are things, again,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bryan. I was just going to say that I would rather put my trust in somebody like yourself or an organization like the Fifth Third Bank than, you hear these infomercials, and a lot of them don't have a reputation. And not to say they're no good, but you don't know. We're kind of in the dark when it comes to who to trust.
No, I appreciate that, and we again take pride in providing this information to our clients, and helping people figure out what they need to do. And again, I think the key thing with this is if your listeners take away one thing from my conversation today with you, is that you've only got about 30 days before the tax laws will change, and anything you do before the end of the year is certainly going to impact, hopefully in a positive way, the taxes you're going to pay next year. And then once December 31st passes, you're kind of stuck with what the taxes are. So that's why it's kind of important to get the advice in the next 30 days.
And a person never knows what's going to happen during the upcoming year. So whatever that person has figured out for this previous year, you really are providing an excellent opportunity.
Yeah, it's very difficult to know, like you said, what's going to happen in your situation. So we try to make the best guess we can, but you just never know. And that's why I think, a lot of people just underestimate the importance of tax planning, and it can save you some dollars, especially if you're kind of at one of the primary thresholds of adjusted gross income or getting a tax credit. And if you just make a slight change, you might be able to, again, benefit from that.
And there are sometimes during the year, it happens, families split apart, there are divorces, and all of their money management seems to go awry because you don't know how to have your taxes taken out from your job and what your financial impact is going to be.
Right. And, one thing, it's funny you mentioned divorce, because one thing that they appear to be removing would be the deduction of alimony payments. So people that are making alimony payments would not be able to deduct it, and then people that are receiving alimony payments would not have to declare it as income. So, that's certainly one change that's taking place, and I know when people go through something like that, that's usually a really good time to sit down with an advisor or a tax professional and just look at that event in light of your overall tax situation.
So, one of the things that I guess the category I fall into is that I don't know what I don't know, and therefore I don't know what to ask if I'm sitting across from an advisor. And I think your website shows me the things I don't know. I was just looking at the website right now. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, there's so many things on this that I wouldn't know to even ask. So at least it gets me started, and that's a good thing. There's also a thing on here about ways to make the most out of charitable giving. I don't know if that's something you wanted to touch on, but is it too late to do that? Yesterday was the Giving Tuesday or something.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is the perfect time for that. And, one thing that we recommend, because if one thing I'm pretty sure of is tax rates will decrease next year for most people. So if that's going to be the situation, then you want to kind of accelerate your deductions, which would be one thing would be charitable, into this year, which is right to your point. And one of the recommendations we always make to clients, if you think you're going to give a fair amount to charity, then just push it from maybe future years into this year to reduce the taxes you're going to pay, and then you get it done, and you're benefiting from a tax perspective, and just saving money.
Right. So you guys really have to pay attention to what Congress is doing, and they could go one way or the other. And but are you pretty confident that we know what's probably going to happen by the time they sign all the dotted lines?
No, I think at this time it's very difficult to predict what's going to happen until something final is put into place. The House has approved a bill. The Senate hopefully will approve kind of amendments to the House bill at the end of the week. But then they have to get a joint committee to kind of bring those two bills together and get one final bill that would then have to go back and get approved by the Senate and the House. And I think once that happens, it's going to happen because President Trump would probably sign it. But that's a lot of steps.
And estate planning is usually on everybody's mind once they hit their 60s, because they want to make it as easy as possible for the heirs.
That's right. And for very wealthy individuals, potentially the estate tax would go away, so you would not have to pay any estate tax.
Wow.
But I think to your point, a lot of people miss some more basic stuff like just beneficiary designations. So if you have accounts, you want to make sure you're reviewing that and making sure that you've got the right beneficiary on there, because maybe you did get divorced and you don't want to leave some money to your ex-spouse, or you left somebody else on there who's recently passed away, and if that were to happen, the assets wouldn't get to where you want them to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for the information, and I think what we do leave ourselves with and the listeners with is the website. So repeat what the website is again. It gave me a different address when I went to it. It says financialinsights.53.com, but you gave me a simpler one.
Yes, it's go.53.com/taxes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Bryan. Thank you for being on there. Have a great holiday season.
Thank you, Larry.
All right. We will take a little break, and we will be right back. This is WOCA.
The very best in quality is Captain T's upholstery.
Is that couch cushion sinking lower every time you sit in it? Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 3